because God is there. Depression looks like the complete loss of hope, the turning away from hope, the disbelieving God in his promises, the focusing on the world for happiness' sake. Death seems to be the only option for the individual who is depressed. That's what they think. Even and despite all of the emotional and mental help we could get, we continue to face our depression.
Amen. You're right. Right.
Well, these are the solutions that come up biblically. And I don't want to be long in all these solutions, but look at what it says. We're persecuted because Paul was persecuted. He used to persecute. Now he's persecuted. He says, but I'm not forsaken, for God has said he will not forsake me nor leave me alone. I'm cast down. Individuals will try to knock you down.
Yeah.
Take you off your square, so to speak.
Yeah.
Make you feel inadequate.
Right.
As if you are not worth anything. But Paul says, I'm not destroyed. God has not forsaken me. And it's because of him I'm not consumed nor destroyed. Why, Paul? Because the person that's there is the supernatural God. I'm going to walk a minute. I hope you don't mind.
It's all right.
I like to walk and talk. The problem that we have in ourselves is we face our depression and have taken it on. We've embraced it. We have influential people in our lives. And they're the worst influences that you can get. Think about when Job he lost all his children, cattle. He lost all his sheep.
Right.
He lost all of them, right? He sat there in mourning and in grief. He sat in sackcloth and ashes.
Right.
And his three friends showed up.
Right. That's right.
For days they sat quiet.
Right.
Because silence seems to be the only answer when you don't have any. He sat there. They sat there with him for days. They sat. You have to watch people when they talk.
Right.
Because when they finally spoke, they said the wrong thing. In his depression state, he asked God, they started talking to him about, what'd you do, Job? What you do? You did something? What you do?
Right.
You had everything. You have nothing? What you do? Job was a part of a conversation that he was not privy to. He didn't even know that Satan and God had a conversation about him. This is in our depression. This is what we do in depression. You notice how many bad decisions are made in order to get out of what you're in. Prayer, non-existent. Looking at the world, asking the world for help, and the world doesn't have any. God has it. So I'm sitting in despair. So how do I get out of this? And I don't want to quote them all because I can't. I don't have time. In 2 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 10, God is able to rescue us. Because we need rescuing. We are in despair.
Right.
In Psalms chapter 43, verse 5, the psalmist asked his soul, why are you in despair?
Okay.
But don't despair. God is there. God is my hope. I answers me. He's the one, even though I'm going through what I'm going through. It won't always be like that.
Mm-hmm.
But in the midst of it, we need to start turning the right way.
Amen.
Many times we have failed to be strong and wait. In Psalm chapter 130 and verse 5, I'm depending on him. In Psalm chapter 40, verses 1 and 2, I waited for him, and he answered me. Many times while going through, because what he does is he lifts us out of a miry clay, mud. Because, folk who are people who get into trouble mentally and emotionally, it's a front, they call it. It's a mud. It's something to keep you stuck in the same place for as long as you could be there.
Right.
How do we come out of this wayward state? Remember, the Lord didn't create you to be in that state. We are all thinking, well, I'm going to go through something. You are.
Yeah.
But it's how you go through it. If we understand certain things, everyone who nameth the name of Christ is going to go through some trouble. What, you think you're not going to go through trouble? When you chose Christ, you chose a side. You can't be neutral, sister. You won't be neutral, brother.
Amen.
When you choose a side, here comes the trouble.
Yeah. Amen.
You chose Christ, guess where Satan is? Against you.
That's right.
Truthfully, as long as you have life, you're going to have an adversary.
Yeah.
An opponent. You young folk call them ops. That's your op. Oh, that's the opposition. There's going to be something against you. But you need someone to be for you, who is stronger than the individual against you. Ever had a bunch of people on your side?
Yeah.
Right.
Feel different, don't it?
Absolutely.
When guess what happens when you get God on your side? You get God on your side, you act different. You're not going to be arrogant, but you act different. There's a surety when an individual has God on their side. Imagine let's see. I'm trying to get a real young lady. Get the young lady walking through. Let's say there are all kinds of people outside ready to snatch her. Little girl. They looking at her. They checking out. Oh, okay, we gonna get her. We gonna kidnap her. But you didn't see the tiger that she has on the chain walking with her. He's not pulling her, but that's her protector. You coming? I mean, I'm serious. I want to kidnap that little girl, but I can't kidnap that little girl because look at this tiger that's walking with her. Just like David said in the 23rd Psalm. David said, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall feel no evil, for thou art with me.